Hi and welcome to my channel. So today we are doing a visit to the West Bottoms in Kansas City. We were on a big road trip. Our friend Andy lives in Kansas City, and so we made him act as tour guide and take us around to some of the more peculiar and odd places in the Kansas City area. And so he told us that we definitely needed to go to a place called The Bottoms. Now, I had no idea what this was, where it was, or anything like that. And I must say, this area of Kansas City is amazing, especially if you like old, derelict, weird stuff, um, graffiti, things like that. There's surprisingly a lack of crackheads and stuff like there were pretty thick up in the Independence area and so forth. So the West Bottoms is an industrial area immediately to the west of downtown Kansas City, and it's in a lower part, and it used to be all industry and everything. So there's just all these big old warehouses and everything like that, and it's really cool. And so we were just driving around looking at the buildings and so forth like that.
There's a spot up here where everybody meets because there's a bunch of highway intersections, and they all meet to fucking race.
I like that graffiti.
So right around the corner here is this alley, and we're going to get out and take some photos. This is some of the graffiti artwork that's in this alley. It's really cool, I must say. Some of these were really neat. Our friend said that people bring their cars down there and use them for photo shoots, and there's music videos that are shot down there and everything like that. And that, in general, the artwork stays pretty pristine. And this whole area down in the Bottoms had a lot of like cool graffiti and things like that. So if it is something that you like, I would definitely suggest going down there. Now, I like abandoned and janky things and odd places, and I especially like them when I feel safe. And I must say, I felt pretty safe down in this area, so that was really a big plus also. And then so we decided we were going to head to one of the other buildings that's open that has like an antique store and so forth in it. There used to be a couple, so we were headed to the HD Flea Market, which was not open, unfortunately. And then there was also another place that was getting turned into something else. We're not really sure what it was getting turned into, but we walked into the building, and then there was something called the Coven, which was a hairstyling place, so we didn't walk all the way up to the fourth floor of that building. But we did walk into this one place called Vicky's Closet and this big antique store, and so that's where we're headed right now. And as you can see here in the Bottoms, there's not really like a grid pattern. There's not really roads. I mean, there are roads, but you feel like you're right here like this. You're in a parking lot with industrial trucks and, with industry and big trucks and loading docks and everything like that. And there's loading docks that are just like in the middle of the street and so forth like that. So you can definitely tell this was kind of an unplanned area back when it was built. And I'm not really sure how old the area is, but I could always look it up. This area is definitely over 100 years old, and many of these buildings are early 1900s. And the nice thing is at this point in time, people have started moving in and opening stores and creating artist lofts and using these for some really cool uses, which is nice. I always like that when they do that in parts of town. Unfortunately, at some point, what always happens is all that stuff happens, and then the hipsters and everything make it all cool. Then they start putting Starbucks in, and then the prices start getting jacked up. Next thing you know, studio apartments are $1,500 a month, and then you get like the affluent old white folks and stuff like that that move in. So, who knows how many years. So this is the antique store, and this building was really cool. So we're going to just walk around, and I'm going to show you how big and cool this store was. This was probably my favorite place I went to on my entire road trip. I will definitely return to this place. It had 4 full floors, and this building was gigantic, and it had everything. The prices were good. I didn't buy anything, but It wasn't from lack of looking or anything like that. This was the end of the road trip. I'd already purchased a bunch of stuff on this road trip and decided, what's the point? Unless something was really amazing, then I would maybe bring it back home. But here we'll just wander around inside the store and hope you enjoy that, because this store is cool. This place is very, very cool.
Donnie Marine show.
I really liked this thing. If it wasn't $80, I would have bought it. It was the Donnie and Marie Osmond TV show, like doll setup, and it even had like a TV camera and the stage and all that stuff. It was pretty cool. Pretty neat vintage toy there. I would have purchased that if it was, I don't know, $40 or something like that.
Dude, look at these stools. Those are cool. I like that chair.
So this area back here is really cool. Apparently they used to operate a cafe out of this backside here. And there's actually another one that's on the 3rd floor, I believe, also. That was a coffee shop. So this used to be a cafe, and found it really weird that they just had you kind of walking on that cool sign there. But everything in here is now for sale. They seem to have closed up the cafe and have just converted it all to the rest of the thing. If I could buy this giant Lazy Susan table, I totally would have and hauled it home. This jukebox was really cool too. But this place was really cool. I bet it was really neat as a cafe too at one point.
Alright, I'm heading upstairs. This place is awesome. There was one cabinet I took my dad for not buying. It was a curio cabinet, but then the back part split out. And I didn't buy
These old items were really cool. This thing was pretty neat. It's a popcorn machine. It used to heat up the popcorn and then it would dump it into a bag or something. It was really weird. It was basically hollow on the inside. There was no motor or anything, so I'm not really sure even how it worked. But it was very old, so I think just the electric coil heated up the kernels, probably heated up that mesh basket, and then you tipped it. Of course, you know, back then they didn't believe in anything safe whatsoever, so it wouldn't surprise me if there was something that was just hot metal heated by electricity that you then took your hand and dumped into a paper sack.
That's what I said. I think it's a popcorn maker.
But this part was really cool. There was some... I keep on saying this part's cool and this part's cool. This whole store was really,
ready for this
there was some good stuff
Crack the tough nut.
that was in the store. These people that maintain these booths and everything, they definitely took care, and they actually picked out antique items or vintage items and things like that that were neat. In some of the other flea markets that we've gone to and so forth on this trip, that was definitely the opposite. And there is one from Hot Springs, Arkansas, and I'll be posting a video of it eventually, of the world's probably weirdest and worst flea market. This place is just crazy. And basically all the booths look like people more or less went to garage sales at the end of the garage sale and just purchased everything that the people had and then kind of dumped it into a pile, into a booth, and then just kind of randomly placed stickers on stuff and charged outrageous prices and stuff like that. It was really a gross place. This place was completely opposite, and I was really happy that we actually stopped in here. Now, that glass jar had broken porcelain baby arms. I'm not really sure what that was. Maybe it's more art than something. But here's some photos of some of the cooler items I liked, especially that DJ setup right there. We were really pretty much the only shoppers in here. I mean, this is like a Tuesday or something like that at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It wasn't exactly a high time for shopping or anything like that. I bet this place is pretty busy on the weekends, or I could picture it at least being. It wasn't hot that day, which was nice because not really sure. Well, there is an air conditioning in this building. There's no way there is, but it was actually really comforty inside, which was nice. But yeah, we just wandered around and looked at as many things as we could, and I really enjoyed this place. I would have, like I said, purchased some stuff had it not been near the end of my trip. Andy had never stopped in here, so he thought this was pretty interesting also, and said he might have to come back with some other people at some point.
We had the Umbrella song when I was in Europe. You heard that everywhere.
Out of all the items, the one I really was going to purchase is this right here.
Dude, how much
That painting, I don't know why, but I love it. I think it's amazing. And I should have picked it up and seen how much it was. I should have bought that. It could have been a new piece of art for the van. Could have just hung it right up over a window and
no
it would have looked
non-residents
cool.
or children.
But as you see on that sign, it says there's another cafe up here. These staircases are really interesting. If you're, you know, a little scared on staircases, then you probably wouldn't like these ones. But right up here was where the other cafe is. And I don't know if this one seemed a little more operable than the other one did.
Wilson.
And so, you know, it might be one of those things where where it's open on weekends or something like that. Found some stuff funny. This one kind of had some janky stuff that booth did. The big number 3 and stuff was really cool. But anyways, I would like to thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. Comment, anything like that is always appreciated. Please share these videos. I'm always looking for more subscribers and more views. And again, thanks for watching, and have a good day.
Got one of those old cars that
I know somebody that has a Model T that actually